I don't really have an idea, at least not a fully formulated one that I want to do right now. I have some ideas, but I don't feel like executing them right now. So I figured, why don't we just see what happens, what wants to come through. So hopefully this will be relaxing for you and for me, because doing ASMR is super relaxing. I have these random squishy balls. I got them last year. They are sticky, so they have lots of random stuff stuck to them. I don't know if you can see. It kind of reminds me of the reflection of the pool on the ceiling. Like if you've ever been at an indoor pool or an outdoor pool that has something to reflect onto. So it kind of reminds me of that. I've been feeling rather frustrated lately because I feel like I'm caught in a loop of perfectionism where it's about making videos, and it kind of feels like no matter what I do, I'm caught, because if I force myself to make videos continuously, then that's, that perfectionism, like trying to push myself even if I don't feel inspired, trying to overcompensate with effort instead of relaxing into the flow. But on the other hand, when I don't make videos, it puts more pressure on any video I decide to make eventually, because it's this thing where it's like, if I'm not making videos all the time, then when I do make one, it better be good. And then that pressure makes me not want to make any, because it's like, I can't, live up to that. And myself not to care. Like, I know obviously other people don't care about what I make or don't make. Even the people that do enjoy watching my videos, it's just a tiny blip of their day, and it doesn't really mean much in the grand scheme of things. But to me, it does mean a lot, and to me it is my main form of self-expression right now. And I don't know, it just feels like I'm caught in a perfectionism loop, and that's like a quote I've been thinking about lately. Perfect is the enemy of good. Perfect is the enemy of good, which obviously means that if you're trying to be perfect too much, it's not gonna be good. Whatever you're making or doing, you kind of have to drop that desire to be perfect and just allow yourself to be messy and bad. And then paradoxically, that's when you can end up doing something that's worthwhile. And I think that's been my whole life problem, is that I just have put this pressure on myself to do it as perfectly as possible, or not at all, which holds me back from a lot of things in life, because obviously I can't do it perfect. There's nothing that I can do perfect. But I find it really hard to just drop it and be normal. And I think that's because of past experiences I've had. Both with being raised in a fundamental religion where you're told you have to be a certain way or else you're gonna burn forever. Plus, you're told, that you're bad and a sinner and whatever, even though you didn't do anything. So that experience, plus when I was in my long-term relationship, there were a lot of times where I felt like my best wasn't enough. And also I think our world just really reinforces that idea. Like, it's baked into the way people act. And I think if you are somebody who is very attuned to other people and their reactions, which again,
that develops because of needing that skill for survival in childhood or whenever. But when you are paying attention too much to other people's reactions, it can make you have this kind of desire to make everybody happy and be perfect according to everybody, which of course is impossible because every person has different ideas of what they think is ideal. And I disagree with a lot of people as far as values and lifestyle and taste even, so it makes no sense to try to make those people happy if I don't even like what they like. And I know that logically, but I feel like certain things you have to get to a point where you viscerally understand it from head to toe, and that is very different than just logically knowing something. Like, you have to somatically process it. Your body has to process it, not just your mind. And I think with perfectionism, it's so connected to survival that letting go of it feels like death. Also, it just feels impossible because ever since I first can remember anything, like my earliest memory, I've always been trying to be as good as possible. Again, that's because I was told I was a filthy wretch via the Bible or whatever. And, so I was trying to prove that I'm not. Like, look, I'm not. And that's my earliest memories, as early as 3 or even 2. So I don't even know what it would be like or who I would be if I let that go. And that can be terrifying. It is terrifying. So that's what I am in the midst of right now. And everything that I've learned so far has led me up to here. And now I guess I'm going through that ego death, I guess you could call it if you wanted to. And it's very annoying and painful, and it sucks. And most of all, it's uncomfortable. And I guess now I'm just going to have to figure out who I even am if I'm not always trying to prove my goodness. And in that way, obviously perfectionism. But if I let go of that
to be honest, I've been mean to people lots of times, even when I was pretending to be good. Not pretending.
I was good, but you know what I mean. Like, trying to prove that I was good. But, yeah, I don't know. I think this is a good start.
Just making a completely unplanned video
Where I ended up talking about how I'm feeling and sharing what's actually going on. But it also feels uncomfortable because I have this feeling of like imagining people just having the reaction of like, I don't care. Like, why are you even saying this? Why are you being weird? Why are you making it weird? Why are you telling your feelings? You're supposed to just be positive.
and, you know, I think life has a lot of stuff in it. It's very complex, and on this channel I want to express myself in many ways, not just super positive ones. And I know obviously there will be certain types of content that more people like, and then there will be certain types where a smaller, more specific group likes, and I'm okay with that. I love when my videos reach lots of people. It's a very satisfying feeling, but I'm not going to only make the type of videos that I think might appeal to that wider audience.
I don't want to curate my content based off of only what will get, the most interaction.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with getting lots of interactions, but I'm not going to focus my content towards that. I'm okay with that and open to it as a byproduct, but not as the initial inspiration. And the inspiration has to come from me in order for it to be worth it for me. Like, it has to make me feel something
In order for me to even want to do it. I don't know if I'm being too vague with that, but I've tried to say it as clearly as possible.
But sometimes people think I'm vague, I guess. Even ChatGPT has given me that feedback. And it's like, I feel like I'm being as clear as physically possible. And I try to word it in 5 different ways so that people will understand. But at some point, I just have to give up and be like, okay, if that's vague to you, then I don't know what to tell you. Because to me, it's really obvious.
But anyways, if you are still watching, I really appreciate you. Hopefully this was somewhat watchable.
see you later. Hopefully.